Well, hello everyone, and welcome to your MMCCU course, 5130 Financial Management. I've had a chance, of course, to meet most of you during orientation, but I'm sure it was all a bit of a blur because you met quite a number of people, so I'll take a couple of minutes to introduce myself. So I'm Daphne Rickson, and I'm your instructor for the course. I'm a full-time tenured accounting professor here at St. Mary's University. And in addition to teaching this course, I also teach in our regular MBA program and also in the undergrad program as well. And I teach managerial and cost accounting. Now, in addition to my full-time job as professor, I'm also the executive director of our Center of Excellence in Accounting and Reporting for Cooperatives. The short term for that is CARC, and that's basically a think tank, really all to do with accounting and reporting for cooperatives. I've been here at St. Mary's since 2008, and this is my second career. So prior to coming here, I worked full-time as a controller and finance director in various organizations, the bulk of which was spent with the government. And while I was working there, I decided that I would like to have a different career. So I did my PhD part-time while I worked full-time, and did my PhD at University of Warwick in the UK. And so I think I have an appreciation for what you're going through in terms of juggling work and school. I also did my MBA part-time as well while I worked full-time, so I've got I think I can understand some of the issues that you're going through for sure. So when I'm not working and researching, I really enjoy traveling. I've traveled quite a bit throughout Europe and Asia and South America. So that's a little bit about me. Okay, so now looking at how you can reach me. So in terms of contacting me, we can have meetings through Skype, available by phone. Certainly I respond to emails, make sure I'll respond to all your emails within 24 hours. So I don't have formal office hours because I realize people are working, you're in different time zones. That's not always convenient to come on at like 2 o'clock on a Friday or whatever. So I'll just keep it open, and I'm available to you whenever you need to speak to me, and make sure you get in touch with me. The next thing, of course, everybody's interested in is evaluation. So how are you being evaluated for the course? So we have the online quizzes. We have 5 of those, and they're worth 4% each. And these are the quizzes that come with the textbook. And you'll find overall the marks for the quizzes tend to be a little bit low, but not to worry. The marks for your discussion boards and living lab assignments are typically much higher, so the whole thing just averages out at the end. So don't be too alarmed if your scores are a little lower than you would like on these online quizzes. In addition to the quizzes, there's a discussion board for each module. So a discussion question will be put out there for each one, and there's 6 of those at 4% each. Then there's the living lab. So by living lab, we're talking about relating a particular topic to your co-op. We have 6 of those at 5% each. And finally, there's a group project, and that's worth 26%. So that all very neatly adds up to 100. Okay, now looking at the textbook. This textbook, it's by Robert Holt, and it's in a U.S. textbook. And it really just covers basic financial concepts, basic accounting, and how the information is accumulated to the point where the organization can then produce its financial statements. And the textbook is available in electronic format only. You're responsible for chapters 1 to 5, and you'll see in the material there's like a final exam that accompanies the textbook. You're not doing that exam. There is no final exam in this course. So basically, you read the chapters and you follow the PowerPoint. So the author has created PowerPoints, and he has the voiceover there. So it's interesting to go and listen to what he has to say. And then at the end, when you finish reviewing the material in the textbook, then you should take the online quiz. And you'll see practice quizzes, but the one that will be receiving a mark is called the self-assessment quiz. So make sure you're completing the correct one. You're welcome to do practice quizzes, and I would suggest that you do a couple of practice ones before you do the assessment one. Okay, so in terms of the course material, each module will provide some additional information above and beyond what's covered in the textbook. So whichever textbook we use, it'll never really discuss cooperatives. There is no such book out there. Maybe I should write one. So the lecture notes are accompanied by some readings, which will bring us back to the cooperative world. And also I have a very brief video for each of the modules. And in addition, in some of the modules, you'll see some other videos where I've done interviews or have presentations from other people in the cooperative sector. Okay, so now a little bit more information about the Living Labs. So the Living Labs, as I mentioned earlier, they're called that because you are actually applying concepts to your cooperative or your credit union. And the idea here is you have to post your responses for the Living Labs in two places. So you post it for marking, and you also post it in the full discussion board, full class discussion board. And after you post, each of you are expected to respond to at least one other student's response. So that being said, you have to make sure that you put in your original post in enough time to give the rest of the class time to read the responses and make some comments on it. So that's the Living Labs. The next one is group discussion boards. So each module does have a group discussion question, and you are to post your question, your response to the question, in the group discussion board, not the full class. So make sure that you're posting your response in the correct location. And as with the Living Labs, you're required to respond to one other posting, except this time you're only responding to someone within the group that you have been assigned to. And again, you want to make sure you have your posting done in time so that your classmates have sufficient time to read and make a reasonable response. So very quickly about the group project, there is a separate video on the group project. So basically what I'll say here is that it's designed to incorporate some of the main concepts of the course, and you're doing one project per group. So you have to select one of your employers, either a co-op or a credit union that one of you in the group is working with. And again, look at my video. And the project is due April the 14th. So you want to start work on that fairly early in the term to make sure you meet the deadline. So finally, of course, we want everybody to succeed in the course, and realizing that you're juggling work and family and so on, it does become challenging at times. So what works for me is to prepare a schedule. Look at all your due dates, put those in a calendar, and then back it up and see when you need to start in order to finish each segment on time. And be generous with your time budget. If you think you can get something done in 3 hours, maybe you should budget 4 to 5, because things always take longer than you think they will. And don't leave everything until Sunday night to do, because anything can happen. There can be a systems outage, or things may go wrong with your own computer system or one here at St. Mary's. So don't leave it all until 1 minute to midnight before you post it. And as you are working on your assignments and working through the materials, if you have any questions, be sure and let me know. Send me an email. I can respond by email, or we can set up a time for a Skype call or a telephone call, whichever you prefer. So most importantly, throughout the course, keep in touch. If I don't know there's something wrong, that you're having issues, then obviously I can't help you resolve it. So, you know, we realize that life sometimes throws us a curveball and things come up that just weren't expected. That may cause delays in terms of you completing some of the coursework on schedule. So get in touch with me. We'll come up with an alternate plan to help you resolve the various issues that you're facing. And make sure that if you're having trouble with the course material, contact me early in the course. Don't let things kind of build up until we're into the last module before you're telling me you're having trouble. So keep in touch, let me know if you're having issues, and I'll do my best to help you out. So good luck with the course.